Hello and welcome to New Parents in Training. So today we got a ratchet from Prostormer. So this is a cordless electric ratchet. So it will come in handy when you are working at home, especially working on cars. And so today I'm just going to unbox and then try it out. So more recently I actually got a different type of ratchet. I bought it myself. And this just so happened right after I bought it, they want to send me this for testing. So let me try this out and compare to the other ratchet that I got. It's a different brand, and so we can do a little comparison. All right, so open it up. You have a casing, which is cool. All right, manual instruction. So here is the charging cable. Here is the battery. Oh, cool. So they come with two batteries. Both of them are 12-volt max Lithium-Ion batteries. They provide you with a set of sockets, extender and adapter. You have 10, 11, 12, all the way to 17 millimeters. Alright, so here is the ratchet itself. It's pretty hefty. So the bottom portion is where you're gonna put the battery. So it's very narrow, which is I like. So that means I can get into some hard places when I'm working on my car. Ooh, nice. They also have a LED light here. Once you press, you will be able to see the light. So it kind of helps you to see in the dark places. And also a battery indicator. And there's a lock unlock button. Once you lock it, you cannot turn it on. So when you try to loosen up a nut, you can lock the ratchet so it won't turn, and then you manually turn the nut, loosen up, and then you unlock it, and then let the machine work the rest of the way. Let me go charge this up and then go test out on the car and maybe do some comparison compared to what I currently have. All right, be right back. All right, so let's talk about the ratchets. This is the Husky that I have at home. This I purchased not too long ago. It's really heavy and it's kind of short compared to the Prostormer. But this one is not as heavy as the Husky. In terms of features, they both have lock mechanism. So if you lock it, it's not going to turn on once you unlock it. Super simple to use. The battery on the Prostormer is underneath where you can change it out. But for the Husky, no, you cannot. It's embedded inside. I think unless you unscrew everything, you are not going to get the battery out. So it's a little troublesome. If you run out of battery, then you have to recharge it before you can use it. So that's quite annoying. But for this Prostormer, anytime you run out of battery, you can just use a spare one and keep on going. Now both of them has LED light up here and also battery indicator, and so does this LED light, and then the battery indicator is underneath here. So they are both 3/8, but the main difference is, as you can see, one is shorter, the other one is much longer. The trigger is still kind of on the same height as the Husky. It's not all the way down here. But the upside is you can hold much lower. So if you are reaching somewhere that's really deep and you're having a hard time to reach to, Prostormer is definitely the way to go, because the amount of grip you can have on the bottom of the handle, you can still squeeze it with your index finger. See? Now, but as far as for the Husky, you can see the handle, there's not much you can go on to, especially when the Husky is really heavy. So when you have a really low handle that you can grab onto, there's not much room for you to actually do the squeezing. As you can see, it gets really hard. I have to really squeeze in order to turn it on. So you do need to hold it like this in order to use it properly. But for the Prostormer, look at this. I can hold all the way to the bottom. Now you can see the length. You can definitely tell one has a way more advantage than the other one. Now in terms of size, Prostormer is definitely skinnier than Husky, especially Husky, the bottom right here where the battery is really bulky on the bottom handle. But for the Prostormer, it's more skinnier, so that means you can get into even narrower space if you need it. Now as you can see, both came with case. I do like the Husky case. It's very solid, it's plastic, but it only comes with a charger and that's it, and not much else inside. It doesn't give you that much value. And on the day of filming, this Husky Ratchet is over 90 some odd dollars. But as far as for the Prostormer, look at this. Even though the casing is, they can do better. I think a hard plastic is better than this cloth casing. But they do give you a bunch of sockets to start out with and 2 batteries. One I already put on top of the handle, and then you have another one here and a charger. So they definitely give you more value for the price that you are paying. All right, so let's try this out real quick. So I have this 10mm socket here to unscrew on the screw here in the car. Let's see. Yeah, it comes right out. All right, let's see the Husky. Yeah, it's just as easy. Yeah, they work really well. Let's put them back on. Right, it's super easy to use. Now, the light, as you can see, I can actually go inside here. There's a little light shining, so I can see what I'm doing while I'm working on it. I do think that the Husky light is actually a little brighter than the Prostormer. Well, something I just noticed, for the Husky, you don't have to turn the ratchet on in order to turn on the light. You can just slightly tap the on-off button and the light will come on. But as far as for the Prostormer, no, you have, like, in order for you to see the LED light, you have to turn the ratchet on. So that could waste some battery if you just wanted to see stuff. But aside from that, the Husky light is much stronger than compared to the Prostormer. Alright, next I'm going to try out the torque spec to see how much close I can get to the advertised torque spec of this too. Now for the Husky, I remember it stated as 35 foot-pound of torque, but for the Prostormer, it stated as 55 pound of torque. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to loosen up 2 of the bolts here. Now typically the tires bolt is supposed to torque down to 75 to 80 foot-pound. So what I'm going to do is I loosen them up and then torque them down to, I don't know, like 50 pound, and see whether or not the Prostormer can break one of them loose. Alright, so those 2 bolts are loose. So I'm gonna hand tighten them down. Now I have here the torque wrench, and it is set to 50 foot-pound of torque. I hear the click, so it's done. Okay, and the click. So these 2 are the ones I wanted to try. So now Husky stated it's not going to reach that high, so I'm not even going to bother. Now I'm going to try with the Prostormer. This is stated for 55 pound of torque. So let's see if it can break any one of this loose. No, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna lower the torque maybe to 30 pounds and see if that works. Same, I'm gonna loosen it up and then torque it down. Alright, so let's see. This is 50. Yeah, go lower. Alright, 30 pounds. Right there. Okay, let's see if this will work. Now, I'm gonna torque it first. Alright, here's the clip. Here's another clip. Now, first off, let's try the Prostormer. No, not gonna work. Now the Husky. Now Husky, as you can see, it can barely budge to go in. So this might not get a good hole. Nope, won't budge either. So I'm gonna loosen it up to maybe 20 pounds of torque. Right there, 20 pounds. Alright, first off, let's try the Husky. Nope, won't budge either. Now, let's try the Prostormer. Nope, it won't budge either. So 20 pounds is still no go. Alright, so now I have loosened up the bolts and let's see if 10 pounds will work. Alright, so right now it's at 10 pounds. Alright, let's try the Prostormer. Okay, now it works. Yeah, it comes right off. Alright, so let's try the Husky and see what happens. Okay, still no go. Alright, so the Prostormer is definitely much better off to get it than to get one of this Husky. And the Husky is the one that referred to me while I was at Home Depot. So I thought it would be much better, but compared to the Prostormer, Prostormer has a lot more going for it. Especially the fact that it's skinny and has more power than the Husky. And also, the Prostormer is actually much cheaper than the Husky. It's like almost $20 cheaper. So yeah, this one gives you a lot more value and you get a lot more out of it compared to Husky. So anyway, if you have any questions, comment down below. Until next time, bye.